Okay.
And we're live. Welcome to the Nerdrotic Podcast. It's the Ash versus Evil Dead episode 9. Welcome home, I believe, right? Or take me
Home
home.
again.
Home again.
Home
Home again.
again.
There we go.
Like the Oingo Boingo song.
Yes, home again. I am your host, Dennis Bithoulkas, and down in lovely San Diego. And with me, as always, up in San Francisco is
Gary Buechler live. What's
We're live.
up? We are
Yes.
live. The
and this is the
fives
next
and
to the
tens.
last episode.
Yes, the 5s and 10s people are out there watching us. I'm going to try because you're over here, but I need to look at the camera over here. So I'll be looking at you like this. Hey, Dennis, how's it going?
That's fine. I'll kick my nose a little bit here.
That's all right. That's all right.
I double fingered it there in case you couldn't see.
Oh, I missed that. That's such. So I'm kind of tight here, and if I make a bad move, there'll be some action figures falling here. But here we go.
Yes.
Erotic podcast. I'm going to try. This is number 136, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. And
it was 135.
No, we're 136 because I haven't put one out yet. So
okay, 136.
There we go. We're at 130. No, it's 135. You're right. 135. Public school education, California public school education. I could barely spell my own name. So, dude, what an episode. This was amazing. And it was worth the 2-week wait. These guys can do no wrong. This is TV perfection. If you're going to this podcast looking for, I don't know, criticism, go somewhere else. Ain't happening here.
You know what? They actually brought up a good. Okay, well let's go into a little bit about the episode. They go back in time. Pablo's dead. He is a Pablo burrito. They've taped him together with duct tape.
And his legs are like up here
by his head. Yes.
Yeah.
Which is a very disturbing. Yeah. But anyway.
Yes.
Ash decides that if he goes back in time and takes an Economicron before his young self finds it, none of this shit's going to happen. Pablo will still be alive. Everything will be good. And so he actually sees the time travel portion still on Pablo's skin and forces Ruby to read it so that they all go back in time to the cabin. And mind you, this is actually how you do a prequel, sequels, something like that, without messing up the franchise, if you will. Star Wars, I'm looking at you. Raiders of the Lost Ark, I'm looking at you.
Yeah.
This is the way you do it and not mess anything up and still remain faithful. So we actually arrived in time before Ash and crew get to the cabin. So this is back when the professor has already read from the Necronomicron, and we meet Henrietta, who is chained up first Ash and crew get chased by evil through the forest as they're trying to make their way to the cabin. So Ruby and Kelly don't know where the cabin is. So they get separated from Ash and almost get tree raped. Yes.
I'm surprised they didn't go there.
I was kind of, that whole thing where Kelly goes, demonic trees, I can add that to the list of things that almost killed me. And then Ruby goes, or worse.
Yeah, it could have been worse.
Yeah, it could have been worse. So they're out wandering the woods, and Ash makes it back to the cabin where he finds a chained up Henrietta in the basement. This is after he steps on a nail, gets his leg infected, and almost chops off his leg.
Yes.
So, but he ends up sucking out the evil out of his leg.
Yes. And I need whatever that was, I need that in this room. The little evil.
The little evil thing? Yeah.
Little evil. They got to call it little evil.
Fuck you, Ash. Fuck you.
Fuck you. I know. And it's got to say that. It's got to say it. You want to squeeze it. It goes, fuck you, Ash.
It was just beautiful. I mean, how do you like your eggs? Scrambled?
I know. Dude, what my favorite line was earlier when Ash was driving drunk and he's all, I might not have that fancy driver's license you get from the DMV.
Yeah.
So, It's I mean, not to read too much into an Ash versus Evil Dead, but it's no accident that the time travel was written on Pablo where Ash could find it. I know that was probably just evil. Everything was convenient. I love when Ruby starts explaining, like, oh, well, you can live in this time stream. And he's all boring.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, great. Please don't explain any of this. And the poor guy he meets and tells him to have a drink, and that's going to go bad.
Well, that's the bum.
Yes,
that was the bum.
That was the bum. That's right. That's right.
So we already saw what his consequences were. Yeah, it was really, really well done. And I mean, the music too. I mean, they sprung for some music in this too. I mean, there wasn't,
Oh yeah. Well, I think what they're leading to is like everything that they've already done is not going to affect the movies adversely. Yeah. Like everything will happen the way it should have happened. And I love
because of them. Yeah.
What you just said about the prequels. They actually said in the post thing.
That's what
post,
I was.
Yeah. They're like, this is how you do like a prequel without this is how you do pretty much Ash vs. Evil Dead is how you do. Anything you're gonna bring back. You don't reboot. Okay, you don't fuck rebooting. Make a pure sequel. Have the people who were originally involved creatively. Make them. They have to want to be involved.
Yeah,
now that doesn't
exactly.
work. That doesn't work all the time. Ridley Scott, Alien, but it's lightning in a bottle here. Like I said before, Sam Raimi has whatever cred he lost with Spider-Man 3 is so overly redeemed that I would be totally okay for him coming back and directing a Spider-Man movie, to be honest with you, or anything.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, fucking bring back Darkman after this. I straight up want a Darkman series. You get Liam Neeson. Yeah. Oh, hell yes, dude. It would be the shit. Darkman and Ash, that would be great. Fucking, I want the Xena, Darkman, and Ash. I want a Raimi verse. Fuck yeah, dude. Let's do it. Dude, he could totally bring back Xena. Lucy Lawless looks fucking fabulous, man. She's freaking hot. I love her. Okay, my favorite things in this episode are, for one, we don't want to bury the lead here, and I know I say that every time, but I got it from John. Ted Raimi coming back.
Ted Raimi coming back as Henrietta.
As Henrietta was just, I could not believe. I mean, I can't honestly say I remember. I watched Evil Dead 2 like a million times, but I only saw the first one like once. So
the second one is basically a rehash of the first one anyway.
Yes.
So Ted was in it. He's in both. He's actually in 1 and 2. So in 1, it's just really funny because I guess when they put him up on the he's flying around as Henrietta in the first one.
Yeah.
And I guess it was so hot, not only in the cabin but also in that suit, that he passed out a couple of times when he's hanging up there in the harness.
Poor Ted.
Yeah. They put him through the ringer.
Am I not mistaken? Like, didn't Raimi and the Coen brothers meet?
Yes.
During the filming of Evil Dead, and like the Coen brothers helped, or Raimi helped the Coen brothers edit something, or the Coen brothers.
No, what happened was the Coen brothers, or one of the Coen brothers, was working in New York at an editor, film editing place, and Sam got to know him, and he let him go in at night when no one was in there to help edit the film for Evil Dead, the first Evil Dead.
That's right.
Pretty much for free. And so they're actually both in a movie, Sam Raimi and I think it's Joel Coen, as themselves, not as themselves, but as guards. They're in Spies Like Us. Remember the drive-in scene? I think
yes.
I've brought this up before. Yes, that's Spies both of them.
Spies Like Us. Yeah. Worst song for a movie, and we've rehashed this ever, by the way. Paul McCartney, motherfucker. That is cool. And okay, you gotta help me with the guy who directed the Men in Black movies. I always want to say Soderbergh, but it's not. It's now I'm
blanking on it too.
But wasn't he the Coen brothers cinematographer?
I believe so. Yeah.
So like he is from the same, like the Coen brothers, Sam Raimi and whoever that guy's name is, sorry, I'm blanking on it right now, are all from pretty much
Sonnenberg.
the Sonnenberg.
Sonnenfeld. Excuse me.
Sonnenfeld. That's why I always want to say Sonnenberg.
Barry Sonnenfeld.
They're from the same school. I mean, their styles are very similar. They like to do that. The one thing that all three of them do is the camera low to the ground. You know, I know I'm doing it here, but imagine you doing this. You know, like think Raising Arizona, where the camera's like on the hood of the car, or the evil flying through, you know, the forest, or anything in Men in Black. It's, you know, it's very similar style, and it's honestly my favorite style.
You know you know how they did that, right? The evil flying through the forest. It's a camera strapped to a 2x4, strapped to Sam Raimi's back, and he's running like bat out of hell through the forest. And that's why you get that shaky kind of cam, but it's down low, so it's down by his legs as he's running.
Yep.
And it's amazing that they actually got that kind of footage from doing just that kind of weird stuff.
Well, it's cool when you have a camera next to something that gives you perspective, you know, like, you know, a camera panning and you got the street lights going over your head to kind of make you feel like you're flying. Something that gives you perspective, like you're actually flying through. You know what it reminds me of is at Disney. Well, you never been to Disneyland. Oh, the Over America thing. Okay, so you know that. Remember that Flying Over America thing? It kind of reminds me of that. You know.
Well, it's also what we keep talking about, the rack focus that Sam Raimi's so famous for, where the person kind of stands still and the background zooms in or out.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Well, what you do with the rack focus, well, there's the Hitchcock thing where you're zooming out and moving the camera forward, and it gives that stretching effect. Rack focus is when you have like one person here and one person across the room, and then you focus on him, and then you just go, and then you focus on the person in the back of the room. That's kind of stuff. I love playing. You know what they used to do that a lot in the Twilight Zone. The Twilight Zone was one of the best directed TV shows. They tried to play with the, you know, instead of just I love it when, you know, it's kind of lost now, you know, with the visual effects stuff. Yeah. It's, you know, so lost. And speaking of digital beauty, Dennis and I will be talking about the amazing Guardians of the Galaxy trailer that dropped tonight. We'll be talking about that at the end of the podcast, just in case some Ash vs. Evil Dead fans don't like Guardians of the Galaxy. I just can't imagine that, but it could be. So, okay, help me out with this one, Dennis. So he goes into the cabin. This is just before he originally entered the cabin. That professor, was he in the original movie, or was that character in the original movie, or was he just talked about? Was that the same guy?
No, it wasn't the same guy, because he's long dead.
Yeah. Okay, well, I don't know if they had an old guy or not, and they just used a younger guy. So so the original premise of the movie was that some professor found the book, and
he basically transcribed it onto tape, and that was the whole thing. Is that Ash and crew, they found the book, he found the tape as well, and he started playing the tape, which brought the incantations out, you know, and released the evil again from the book.
So you know what some bad filmmaker would do as a prequel to Ash vs. Evil Dead is they would like follow the professor on like how he found the book.
Yeah. Which
is like something I never want to see ever, ever, ever. I want to hear about it, but I don't want to see it. Now I love how he just decided to time travel when he's all, oh yeah, I've done it before.
Because I've gone to medieval times.
I've been to medieval times, and God, I hope they go back to medieval times. You know, that's okay. Let's talk about real quick. Where do you think they're going to go next episode? What
they got to go back to where Ruby is
on the trailer. Yes, and it looks like Ruby is either going evil or they're seeing some other incantation of her in the because of her hairstyle. I'm thinking it's her in the 80s.
Yeah, you know, it's actually her in the 80s is what it is.
Okay, so that's going to be the evil Ruby, or
yes, the immortal Ruby going after the book again.
So I wonder if she can't die, or she can die now. So I wonder if the early immortal Ruby kills the older one. Because she can die now. Somebody's dying next episode. I hope it's not Kelly. I still don't think Pablo's coming back. I think Pablo's done now. I think I think I don't know. I know they're going back to save Pablo, and I hope they do, but don't be surprised if he stays dead.
I think Pablo's coming back.
Okay, I hope so. He was my favorite character. He really was. I hope they find a way to, like, in spirit form or something, bring Brujo back. I loved him. But this is the first time I've always felt the episodes were perfectly timed and everything. I was pissed when it ended. I'm like, no.
Yeah, when it ended like that, I'm like, really? You're gonna end it there?
And Ash's ass Ash has got his ass beaten, and like this is it almost seems like it's a more powerful Deadite than usual. What do you think about that?
No, I think it's just that he was a little too overconfident of just
Okay.
going in and just grabbing the book and walking out instead of having a fight for it. And he's like, I've beaten Henrietta before. I'm going to do it again. And it's just he's older now and doesn't remember how much of a badass she actually was. And
now, do you think some Deadites are stronger than others?
no, I think it's all the same.
They're all the same. So you don't think that there's something special about Henrietta? Maybe she was the first, or the first in a long time, or she's Bal, maybe, or because we do see in the scenes, we see Bal. So he's not dead, or they see him in the past.
It's in the past because he's
interesting.
That's what we're going to see in the next episode, is that Bal makes a deal with Ash.
Yeah, well, I mean, I hope we're prepared that like every season's going to end like last season. We're not going to get any resolution at all. We might get a minute or two of it, but then they'll do something to fuck you, because that's what Ash versus Evil Dead is all about. I mean,
it's not resolution. It's he fucks something up. He puts it at bay for a little bit until the next time it comes back, back again to bite him in the ass.
He's the most unlikely, idiotic fucking hero we've ever had. But we love him all the same. The dude, for one, there's a lot of hot sauce in the cabin. You notice that?
Yeah, there was.
There's a lot of spices, but people go, "Oh, that might be convenient," but no, that's not. At when I used to be, when all of the punk rockers, where I grew up in like this crass house. I was kicked out of my home at an early age, so it was just a bunch of wayward teens and runaways living in a house rent free, and all we ever had in the fridge was mustard and ketchup. And maybe some mayonnaise at any time. Yeah. Any bachelor pad is like that. So I think that's pretty realistic. Now, we kind of lost track of Pablo, but the Pablo scene where he was talking was very, very, very disturbing, especially with his legs sticking up by his head. And you could tell that wasn't Pablo, the way he was acting and everything.
Oh, yeah.
What's getting lost in this, though, a little bit is I'm not getting enough Kelly, aside from her almost being raped by a tree.
She did have one of the best lines, though.
She did, of course.
With the Ash is kind of like a superhero whose superpower is ruining everything.
Exactly. Oh, my God. But, don't ever take 2 weeks off again. Ash vs. Evil Dead. That was not fair.
It was just 1 week.
It was 2 weeks between episodes, though. If they take a week off, it's 2 weeks, Dennis. See what I have to put up with America.
Okay,
Jesus
all
Christ.
right.
And all points around. Oh my God. So, the next episode, is it an hour long? Do we know?
I don't know. I'm sure it is. I'm sure it's going to be an hour long.
Was last year's an hour long? Okay, it was. Okay, good. I certainly hope so. And Dennis, what the fuck are we going to do when the show's over?
We're just going to have to wait, and Rick and Morty's going to show up in
I was just going to say we might have to just jump on Rick and Morty and do Rick and Morty. Maybe we should do Rick and Morty.
I think Rick and Morty would be a good.
I think that would be a good thing to pick up on.
Yeah, it's a good substitute.
It's batshit crazy, that show, that damn show. Ash vs. Evil Dead, greatest show on TV still.
Yep.
Yes, it is.
Oh yeah, it is.
What is there anything else you? Well, actually, your favorite moments.
You were having problems with the app, earlier tonight.
I was.
I was actually going to go and rewatch the episode all over again, because I just finished it when you said that you were watching it again, and you finally got to watch. And I'm like, well, you could watch it again. He's only 10 minutes in, and then I was like, no. I'm like, I can't do it. So
You could have.
for me, that's actually rare for me to actually go back and watch something again right after I've seen it. So
Yes. See, I do that with everything, even stuff I don't like. I have to watch Westworld twice before I podcast about it. And this one, I don't feel like I need to. Yes, I was having a lot of problems with the app. So what I did was I went to Amazon Prime. You can't watch the app online. So I went to Amazon Prime. There was a free trial. I said, fuck it. I signed up for the free trial and watched it all. And I'm going to go back and actually binge watch the entire second season on a big screen. Because I've been watching this entire season on my phone, and I feel like I've missed a lot of good gore.
Oh yeah, so, I Chromecast it to my TV.
There you go. I can't. Like Logan.
Oh yeah.
Although Logan wouldn't care. Logan's become a giant Walking Dead fan. So I know my 11-year-old. I let my 11-year-old watch Walking Dead. Father of the year. How you doing? Hey, my kid loves me though, so I can't be doing something right. Both
I watch a lot worse shit at 11 years old,
Oh God, yes. I'm kind of hoping he wants to see something with boobs in it. It's like,
hey, I don't know if you remember Sheena, Queen of the Jungle, which is a horrible movie, by the way.
I remember.
Tanya Roberts is in it.
Oh yeah,
that was a PG-13 movie, and that had full nudity. I mean, full nudity.
Back in the day, nudity wasn't a big freaking deal. I don't know. I don't know what's happened.
I don't know either.
It's like we got new Puritans out there. Melissa and I were just talking about this. Like, what Westworld has gone away from a little bit too much, in our opinion, was its sexiness. It was sexy. It had. I mean, there was the sick crap in it, but there was also the Maeve. That we had a little bit of it with them. Screwing in the fire and everything. But it's gotten away from that, and I don't want it to go too apocalyptic too soon. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I want it to ease up to the big war. You know what I mean? I still want it to. I guess the best way to equate it was it had some kind of James Bond sexiness to it. And I don't mean like spy, but you know what I'm saying? There was.
I know yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And titillation factor.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong. What's wrong with that? I think everything should have. Fucking Star Wars had that. Empire Strikes Back, Han Solo, a little tension between Han Solo and Leia. It doesn't have to be boning on screen. It could just be something. I'm
going to throw in a little aside here as well, since you brought up Westworld. Thandie Newton.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize this, but I was just watching it today. Interview with a Vampire. She's in Interview with a Vampire. She's Louis's slave who comes in to serve him.
Who's Thandie Newton?
Thandie Newton, Maeve, who plays Maeve on Westworld.
Oh, that's where I've seen her before.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I'm like, where have I seen her before?
Well, she's also been in. She was in the Riddick movie, the second one.
I did not see the first one, so
yeah.
She's going to be a bigger star. She's been amazing. She's actually
a big star over in Europe.
She's going to be a big star, like stratosphere, because of this show. She's one of the many standouts in what is still a great show. Don't get me wrong, and I think it will. I don't want it to get away from its Gattaca, Blade Runner-y sci-fi-ness and go into full, balls out war and mayhem everywhere. But I don't think it. I think it's kind of setting up what's going to be a slow burn after this. Like, this is going to be an incident, and then we're going to have a slow burn after this. And that's what I told my wife. That's what I think. We have very intelligent writers behind this. Now,
we're going to have to save it for tomorrow for the Westworld.
Yeah, we're going to have to save it tomorrow. We will save the rest for tomorrow. We will be live with my wife, Melissa Wagner, and Emo Gonzalez, and we will be calling Dennison again. I can't wait till we do the calls live, where I can put you on the screen, because that actually added a lot to the podcast. And it is our most listened to podcast and our most watched on YouTube. So we're very proud of that, and thank you for watching. Let's do well, before we go, Ash versus Evil Dead fans, if you want to
Yep.
leave now, we're done with this part. But something really, really big happened today, and that was the Guardians of the Galaxy trailer dropped.
You know, I hate to say this, but I actually didn't watch it yet.
How could you? Well, go watch it. It's 2 minutes
Now?
long. Yes, right now.
Uh,
How could you not have watched it? We're gonna
I'm
wait
sorry.
for Dennis to watch the fucking trailer.
My fault, really. I mean, I had
It's
stuff
okay.
to
When
do
I do the
today.
recorded version of this, I'm gonna put the trailer in, so it's good. We can listen to your reaction.
All right, I am going to it right now. It's just kind of slow because we're streaming at the same time here. I mean, really slow.
My wife is really calling right now. Seriously. She better not be drunk and wanting to ride home. Has that come up yet, Dennis?
Yes, I'm watching it right now.
Okay. Ooh, he chuckled. He chuckled again.
Well, see, I am Groot. I am Groot. I am Groot.
I am Groot. Hey, you watch the trailer. I got to go move my damn car. Hang on.
Okay.
Sorry, America. I've got my drunk wife home right now.
Okay, pretty funny. So while we're waiting for Gary to move his car, let me go over and I will talk to you guys a little bit about, let's see, our first ever contest that we've got going on. And it's actually for the Neurotic Care Package. We got a bunch of exclusive comics that Gary found that were actually related to the Comic Outpost. Not only that, oh, it looks like Gary's back. There's also going to be some other items in there as well. I'm telling about the Neurotic Care Package right now.
Yes.
And what you need to do is you need to go and watch the video that we did called Comipocalypse 2. I can never pronounce it. And just tell us what Gary did when he was saying what a certain studio executive might have been doing in order to get something greenlit. Just what the motion was.
Comicalypse.
And you can put it on our Facebook page. You can put it on our iTunes page. You can put it on our YouTube page. Just put it someplace in that comment section.
Put it somewhere.
And yeah, And we'll put our package someplace for you.
Yes, we
Uh,
want your hands on our package.
and make sure you give us your name as well when you do
Yes.
that, so that we can put your name in a hat. We're going to shake it on up, and we're going to pick out one of these. And when's the deadline for this, Gary? When are we going to?
We're going to do the deadline on this one is going to be the first of the year. So this
First
is
of
going
the
to run
year.
for a while. And you can do it on any of our podcasts. We already have some. We have some comments. So, and there's going to be 30 winners. And of course, you're all going to win
3-0, really.
3-0 winners, and you're all going to win the 3 comics, and we're going to throw in a couple extras. So some of you are going to get a copy of Happy #1 signed by Derek Robertson. Some of you will get an action
2, right?
figure, 1 and 2. Well, I want you to get the episode, the issue that I'm in. I'm getting stabbed in the mouth with a scalpel. If you go to my Twitter, you can see it on my banner. In issue 2, I'm one of the hitmans. I'm a henchman. So yeah,
Derek loves pitching in as a henchman in all of his comics.
I know, and you know what? The 2 student films I was in, I was a drug dealer and a henchman. I'm feeling a little typecast right now, because I want to play a 14-year-old girl in my next one. So did you do all the business? Like, where's our website and all that?
I
stuff?
didn't get a chance to. I just came back from the,
all right, so we watched Guardians of the Galaxy 2 trailer. What'd you think?
It was fun. It was a lot of fun. Baby Groot was pretty funny.
They went heavy on the Baby Groot, and I usually hate that shit, but it was very cute.
And I did like Drax, the whole thing where he's laughing at Peter.
Do me. Yeah, it looked really cool. It looks beautiful. The color palette's kind of the same as Guardians of the Galaxy, which is just, great. Everything about that is wonderful.
It's James Gunn, man. He, as far as I'm concerned, he can't do any wrong. It's like Sam Raimi, And
I think you're right about, like, it's going to connect to the Marvel movies somehow, and they're just not saying. They're just not telling us. And I think ego is going to play a big part. And seeing Mantis was fucking rad. Really rad. And we're going to, it's still a mystery, like, who Sylvester Stallone's going to be. I guess he's in a Ravager uniform, but we don't know, what. Benicio del Toro is going to be in it again. Yes.
It could be just like what they did with Nathan Fillion. Remember when they said Nathan Fillion was in the movie? Yeah. And he just ended up voicing a character, the big blue guy.
That's true. No, I think he's in a Ravager's costume. They said, and he's speaking of Nathan Fillion, we get a Wonder Man appearance in this somehow. So
it's the billboard. Remember, he already released that one, the picture. It's but
isn't he's walking and talking in this movie too, I believe.
Oh, is he?
Yes, that's what I heard. I could be wrong, but this movie's gonna have to be long. You know what I mean? I don't think they're going to clip in an hour and 45 minutes on this one.
No, it's going to be at least probably 2.5 hours long.
Yeah, it needs to be.
I hope so, because honestly, I like the universe that James Gunn made on this one. He did a really good job of the first one.
It never happens this way. In Hollywood, we only usually get a first and second good movie. So with the Marvel movies, we've kind of gotten a treat. They've kind of gotten better as they've gone along. There's even scuttlebutt of an Iron Man 4 out there. So, that might happen. We'll see. I'm excited for next year. Next year is going to be pretty amazing. So we've got, I've got a couple podcasts we still got to put out. We got our invasion. We got the video out there you can go watch, but the audio version of the Invasion podcasts, I'm going to mash up. There's a 2-hour podcast basically covering the entire Invasion 4-part crossover with first part being John and Dennis, and then Dennis doing the major duty on this, and then Dennis and I wrapping it up. Dennis has an unboxing video that I've been trying to put out, which I will eventually because I've been just tired. And we're going to put this one out, and tomorrow we have Westworld, and we're doing I guess a fireside chat with John probably tomorrow, I think.
Okay.
So a lot of stuff going on. And there's a Star Wars movie around the corner. We will be reviewing that, not the night of, but somewhere around there. Everybody, and the Star Wars experts can have the night of. Believe me, they can have it. But everything I've seen from it looks like we've seen. All the
We've
best
seen it.
stuff on the trailer.
Yeah. I honestly, I'm over being excited for anything Star Wars anymore. It's, I think I've made that clear.
Oh yeah,
And
it would be something if this guy walks out of the Star Wars movie liking it. It's good. Just trust me.
yeah,
All right. Well, you can find all of our audio podcasts and video on nerdrotic.com. Our Facebook is facebook.com/nerdrotic podcast. Our YouTube channel, you're here, is just search Nerdrotic channel. Dennis, what's your Twitter?
it's Active Force, which is right down here.
And mine is at Nerdrotics. And John's is at is it Podcaster John or John Reed 16?
I believe it's John Reed 16.
John Reed 16. He never watches our podcast, although I watch all of his. So that's it, ladies. Dennis, anything else you want to say before we take us out?
I just want to say, my little Ash here that I've got. Yeah, you can see him.
Yes.
Actually, I got this for my birthday from Aaron. Believe it or not, there was a gift from Aaron.
You just had a birthday. Happy birthday.
I did. Thank you.
How old are you, Dennis?
I'm old. Not old as I'm young for a tree, but no, excuse me, young for a mountain, about right for a tree, but just right, the right age for a man. That's what they say.
Oh, is that good? That's right. So you're fucking old. you're 40 old.
I'm a year younger than you.
Hey, there you go. Shorter of breath and one day closer to death.
That's exactly
words
it.
of Pink Floyd. Take us out, Dennis.
Don't let the door hit your ass on the way out, America.
You should say, don't let the door hit your ash on the way out, America.
Don't let the door hit your ash on the way out, America.
May the Deadites sing songs of your greatness. Fuck yeah. We love fucking Ash. Can't wait for next week. We will be live right after.
Fuck you, Ash. Fuck you.
Fuck you, Ash. Fuck you. Good night, Dennis.
Good night.
Tomorrow.
Yes.
Oh, goodness.